Shirts and skins, let's get it. Shirts and skins, we back again. The best coverage in college sports. We come to win with Brandon, Mark, and Matt. No one goes hard as that.
We got DJ Minard over here. Brandon's getting into it.
That was horrible.
Mark doesn't like it.
Wasn't that good? Actually, I didn't know what was going to come out of that one. Honestly, I thought it was a different one.
All right.
Anyway, Bronco Nation, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is the Shirts and Skins podcast. I'm Matt Lamb. To my right, in the beautiful blue Boise State jacket, is Brandon Minard. And in the, oh, there it is, back shot. Got the script.
You can see it.
Back shot.
A couple of those showed up yesterday at the game.
Dave Southern.
Dave looking great.
Dave had it. And Mark Moss wearing the black shirt to my left.
Yep, there we go.
Guys, we are coming off a 56-14 win over Portland State. Probably what we would have expected. Maybe a slower start than we would have expected, but took care of business. Good to get that win. Good to have a home opener. Be back on the blue. We were there, all three of us.
Yeah.
What about us being there?
Yeah. There's a couple of
Brandon?
things about us. Can I say something?
Yeah.
It was so nice being at the game. Everybody looked so good. They just did.
What do you mean, like
just
the
the fans?
Faces glowing.
They
You're
did.
just in a good mood.
I
weren't you?
was.
You were
Well,
in a
you're
good
going to the game.
mood. Yeah.
She's creeping me out.
Okay, you're going to the game. And it was what? It was a whiteout in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
what
supposed to be a whiteout.
Okay,
It was,
yeah,
yeah.
so it was awesome. So you had families, white, blue, kids, white, blue and orange. I loved it. They just looked good, man, in the fall. Grilling.
It was good. It's been a long.
Sweet,
People
dude.
were grilling in
People
the
were
stadium?
grilling? Yeah. Right by the parking lot, by the trees.
It
and
had
the
been.
river.
It seemed like it had been a long time.
It's awesome.
And it had been a long
was.
time. We were like the last team to
yeah.
have a home game.
You know who hasn't had a home game?
I thought
Portland State.
really? Poor Well,
They
they're-
won't
they're
have
the
it until
FCS.
October.
No way.
Yeah.
They got to
'Cause
fund
next
the
week-
department, man. Ouch.
Well, they were
That
supposed to have a
sucks.
home game last week, and then they got the whooping call. Anyway, sorry. It was a good time.
So where did you see all these people from wearing the white and the blue?
Just walking to the game. Oh, also, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm hinting
I guess
at.
if you were paying attention, we were in the press box.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
Boom, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
We did not belong there.
So you guys got there before me.
did not.
I was a little late. What was the reception
you know,
like?
this is, okay, let's talk about it. You were late.
Yeah.
This is professional journalism up there, and you're late.
You came in with Jay.
Freaking
though.
late.
Jay
I was
brought
with-
you up, right?
Yeah, Jay.
Jay had done a
Dude,
pregame.
Props to Jay
How many-
Tust, by the way. Really nice guy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I shook his hand when he looked at me. I think he was like, "Who are you?" And then maybe it clicked.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, follow me up."
Yeah.
You know, took me in the elevator, got me to the right spot.
The thing about all of those guys, Prater, BJ,
Dude, I was gonna say the same thing.
Johnny,
I think what you're gonna say.
Jay, Sean, oh, super nice. John from the Press Tribune.
Yeah.
John, yeah.
John Westrow.
Yeah. All super nice.
Super nice
Just really
guys.
nice guys.
Yeah.
And hard workers.
Oh,
honestly.
no doubt. I will say, you asked about the reception. I came around that corner, and our boy BJ Rains was dumbstruck that I was there. He was like, the double take, the head nod, the shake, the whole thing. I honestly still am not sure if he was pissed we were there or if he was just confused. Excited? I don't know.
Not excited.
But it was funny. He is a true professional. They all are. Couple laptops set up. Those guys work during the games. That's for darn
And
sure.
I think they're probably worried that we wouldn't be professional being there. But
And
I
we
think-
weren't.
Well,
I took some video, and it turned out not to be the right thing to do.
yeah.
Apparently, you can't really film other journalists going on in there.
Yeah, I don't think it's...
I caught myself at
favored,
least
yeah.
after you guys left one more. That the Dylan Riley touchdown at the end, I gave another fist bump, and I was like,
Nah, you missed it.
So,
'Cause
yeah.
There's a guy. So the press box wild. You're really high up, great seats.
great. You can see everything developing. So nice.
Yeah,
It's
you
pretty
really
cool.
can. And so you're looking out, and before the game starts, they have a guy in the back, and he's doing stats.
Yeah.
Like he's the play-by-play guy, different from the stadium guy.
Yeah.
So and you were there, right? So
Yeah, over the intercom, he announces different.
yeah, he'll say Jeanty, 5-yard run, whatever, bolt, catch, whatever. But before they said, this is the media press box. Here's some of the rules. No cheering for either team. Absolutely no cheering for either team.
Mark.
I knew the rules.
You knew the rules. So, Mark, it was just so classic. You know, they're running in for a touchdown, and Mark's just clapping it out. And I'm grabbing his arm.
Before you got there.
And he looks over. He's like, what? I'm like, bro, you can't clap.
Brandon grabbed my hands.
You can't clap.
Pulled him down.
we
I was
got,
like, oh, yeah.
we're going to get kicked out again.
It's tough to turn off.
It is
because when
tough
you're
to turn
sitting
off.
there and you see like a play that goes badly for us, for Boise State, and you're like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
And
we
you're
all
like,
did that. We all did that.
Yeah.
We did. We'll get better. We'll get better.
I think we
Will
did.
we?
I think we got better, but it's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's kind of
And-
lame being neutral.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not neutral. Like, we're just
We
not
are
neutral.
not neutral at all.
I didn't want the other team to win. It's
tough because you look over at the other media guys and they're laser focused. You know, they have their
Yeah.
laptops. They have the workstation they have set up. I mean, Ball Game has like a radio.
Did
right?
he? Was he listening to Beeler? Is
That's
that what it
what
was?
he had a
Might
radio
be.
with an antenna.
Yeah. What?
And headphones
Yeah.
plugged in. And I went and took a video, and I was like, "Ball Game, tell me about
he's
this
like,
radio."
"Get
And he's
outta
like,
here."
"Get the out of here, dude." Yeah. Sorry. I didn't
I thought
post
he was
that
like
one.
covering up his screen.
I didn't
too,
post
like,
that
dude, get outta
one.
here.
He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Is this wrong? Is this wrong?"
Okay, so we took a few
learned some
lumps.
things.
We I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
dude, I
You didn't
watched-
watch
I
it
didn't
right
see
next
that.
to
I did
you.
not
It
see-
was
I
right
watched the
next
whole
to
thing.
you.
I look over there and Ball Game's not happy. He's just like, "What are you doing?"
I
He's
came
like,
over like, I'm an idiot. I'm stupid.
He loosened up in the second half. Ball Game and I, once the Malachi would come in, and after every play of Malachi, Ball Game and I would look over and we'd either give a nod of approval or of a, he loosened up a little bit. He also told me about the cookies.
Yeah.
And by the time I got in there,
time out.
there was
Yeah.
only 3 cookies left. So
Time out on that. He came over and he's like, "Hey, if you want a cookie, you got to get early."
yeah,
This was for halftime.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
So
went there.
We did, and
yeah.
guys were walking out with hot dogs without buns.
Oh, I had a hot dog. Do you know what I had?
Roll.
I had just a roll first.
Moss
I was expecting the Paul J.
buffet.
I got a hot dog.
Pre-game or
No, I waited. No ketchup. No, I got a hot dog with A1 sauce on it. That was that was my meal.
Not completely a
A1.
raw.
That's all.
Not a raw dog.
It wasn't raw. It was not a raw dog. It was not raw.
They
dog
come to
today.
media last.
Yeah. Well,
Is that right?
I don't know.
Probably.
How
The dog was okay. In
how
fact,
much
A1
time
wasn't bad.
before kickoff did you go?
Oh, I was
Like
up
how-
there like 25 minutes before kick.
That's pretty good.
Because the buffet starts like a couple hours.
Yeah,
before.
so we got there too late for
Well, anyway,
much of the buffet.
we went early at halftime. No cookie.
No cookie. It was third quarter.
And
Late in the third
there
quarter.
was. They had some guys trained up there. There was a line out there, like waiting for cookies. We're like, what's
like dogs salivating. They're like, "Where's the cookie? Where's the cookie?"
That was a good time.
It was
a
good.
good time. We'll probably
And,
do that the rest of the
We
season.
are going to do it, and we won't discuss here, but we're going to try and bring some different types of content while we're up there and at the games.
Yeah,
and,
because we understand that you get certain stats from the media guys, and that's great. We want to be a little bit different, and
Yeah.
hopefully you saw some of that from the videos we posted. We posted some YouTube shorts, some other stuff. So hopefully we can bring more of that
Yeah,
to you guys.
just kind of our.
Can we talk about the game?
Let's do it.
Can I say something that you said early on?
that Mark
I'm
did.
trying to think.
Yeah,
what
Mark
I
said it. It was at the start. So, oddly enough, that game.
playoffs. You're talking about playoffs?
Oh, Mark, he thinks out loud a lot of times. And so Mark's like, when we fumbled and they were coming down to score, it looked like we were going to go down at least 3 points.
Yeah.
And he's like, so we're not a playoff team.
Did I say that?
Yeah. Do you
At
think
that moment,
or
it
do you
didn't
still
feel-
do you think we are, or do you think we're not at
think
this
that-
point?
Nothing about last night's game in the entirety tells me we are or aren't.
Really?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it went as expected.
Is Mark the kind of guy that when you put the French bread in the oven to broil it and there's a little smoke, you left it in too long, he's like, the house is going to burn down?
That's not me. No.
No?
Is that me?
Well, I don't know. I thought you were a little premature to say we were not a playoff team. We won 56-14. And we could have.
Yeah.
When we could have done a lot better. I mean, we could have scored more. We could have even stopped them if we had the full guys in. I love the fact the offense scored 50 points.
Half 100.
Twice.
Half 100.
Twice.
Tim Plow is
Apparently we're
smiling.
apparently we're running backs you now. Just throw it, like, literally grab somebody from the stands and they're going to run for 100 yards.
Doesn't matter who
Yeah,
the
like,
offensive line is either.
If you don't,
Doesn't
rush-
matter.
If you don't have a 70-yard rush, why even
Get
suit up?
out.
Why
dude,
even suit up?
Get out. So, I mean, I don't know. I think we're as playoff as any other G5 team.
Yeah, I agree. It was probably a premature thing to say, kind of like, but
Do you still feel that way?
no, I think we could definitely make the playoff. I do. At that moment in time, we didn't look great. Like, we got the 3 and out, then we went down and scored, and then they came on a big drive, kind of marched down the field, tied it up. Then we fumbled, and then must have had a good play or two. And I said, I don't know if,
Yeah, my thing is,
and it's like, But then come on. We know the score. We saw the stats. We had what is that? We had a tough little spot there, kind of a half a quarter. But, we coming off a bye, it's not going to be perfect. It was fine.
Mark, you talked about not being a playoff team. We did find out today we are ranked.
We are ranked.
Number 25. What are
Absolutely.
your thoughts on being ranked and why some other schools may not be ranked that have decent resumes?
Good question. Well, first off, awesome. We're ranked. It's
Yeah,
so nice to
we're
be back.
back.
I don't know if my kids, like my 10-year-old, was 6 last time we were ranked. Like, he doesn't remember us
It was
being
2020, right?
ranked. Yeah. So it's great to be ranked. I mean, it's 25th in the AP poll, but I mean, awesome. My first thought with that, and I know we don't want to beat a dead horse. And later this week, we are going to have a bonus episode where we'll probably beat that dead horse to death with that guest. We'll teasing that here, but
Yeah, bonus episode coming out Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I will say this. It took Spencer Danielson 3 weeks to do what Andy Elos could not do in 3 years. I'll just leave it at that. We were never ranked, but
Not
we're
even
back.
close.
So let's not even we don't need to go backwards, but awesome to be ranked. My question and my second thought with that was, as I looked through and I said, well, boy, why is it that we're ranked and teams like UNLV and Wazoo, who we play next week, aren't? And I just kind of put that out there as a question. And I haven't looked to see how many responses I have yet, if any, but I have my own opinions, but UNLV's beaten 2 Power 4 teams, even though they're not the strongest. Kansas and Houston, both on the road, though. I think they're either 3 or 4-0. Wazoo's 4-0. Beat UW. Struggled with San Jose, but ended up getting the win. We're 2-1. We're ranked. They're
in
not.
OT,
It's just
right?
interesting. It was an OT, yeah.
I think,
Interesting.
Do you
I'm not going to
remember-
complain, but
do you remember back in the day where we had to go undefeated 1 year and then parlay that into a good year to get a chance at? Sometimes I think, we finished strong last year, finished with a good coach. We got a good coach. We got a good running back. We built on that.
Yep.
Do you think some of that plays into hey, this is a decent team versus Wazoo, who could have lost a lot of their team, played 4 good games?
I just think it has very little to do with the first. I think early season rankings, the first 4 or 5 weeks, has very little to do what actually happens on the field, to the most part. But I think it speaks to our brand, the strength of our brand. And I'll go back to even a week or two ago, and I don't know if we mentioned this on the last show when we were in Utah, but when those Pac-12 announcements were made, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but that day, the next day, ESPN, Yahoo Sports, all of them, as they're announcing the Pac-12 editions, I didn't see a single one that said Fresno and others named to the Pac-12. Every single one. Boise State was the headline. You know what I mean? Boise and 3 others. I saw that multiple times. And it's like we have a strong brand. And it's faded over the years for sure. But I'll say this. The blue turf is just amazing for brand. It just really is. It's just so unique. It helps us a ton. But I would say this year, Jeanty's first couple weeks has been huge. And you combine that with, we played Oregon well, our past successes. And I just think the brand is pretty strong. And if we can win this week and just kind of build, we have the benefit of the doubt compared to most G5s. Just no doubt.
We do.
And I contend that if we're anywhere close to another G5 at the end of the year for that playoff spot, if Jeanty is healthy and playing well, kind of in that quasi Heisman, could he get an invited or not, that helps us big time. It really does to get in that playoff because it's either Boise State and Jeanty and a Heisman hopeful or James Madison. Like, they had a big win. We can talk about them. I don't know. I think our brand is strong.
North Carolina.
They put 70
to
on
like
North
50, wasn't it?
I saw that. So Dellinger, someone said that he was invited, the coach,
James Madison coach?
No.
North Carolina
North
coach?
Carolina.
Mac Brown.
Mac Brown was invited to resign after the game, but didn't
he
want
took
to.
all the heat.
How do you invite somebody
if you want to quit, we won't stop you.
70 points is that takes a lot.
I think. How do you? Yeah. Anyways,
I gotta look that up.
so that's my take on the top 25.
I just had a thought about our brand, right? And it's like joining the Pac-12, Washington State and Oregon State are already there. But I think the perception of us is that they were already there. They're, our momentum is stronger than theirs because we're joining a new conference. I think there's more potential, more excitement there rather than they got left out. They got left behind.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting, and it'll be interesting to talk to our guest this week who lives on the other side of the country right now, is going to be back for this week. And I don't know if he's been on the East Coast long enough to get a good sense of this, but I would be interested to know whose brand is stronger, Boise State, Washington State, or Oregon State? I think you'd argue Boise State might be, but I don't know. I mean, we live in Boise, so we're in our little bubble here.
What?
But it's...
Maybe we asked Jay Tust.
Well, Wazoo guy, right? Yeah. But I don't know. I just think nationally with the blue turf, and especially this year with Jeanty, I think our brand's in a great spot if we can keep winning. We're the only Group of 5 team ranked right now.
Northern Illinois lost to
Buffalo.
Guess who else lost? Toledo. You say, oh, who's Toledo? Well, they beat who? Mississippi State last week?
Well, Toledo is the one that's supposed to come to the Pac-12, right? Toledo and Memphis.
You mean Tulane?
Tulane.
Durr. You guys are idiots. You guys are so stupid.
The other
They
one
both start with T.
The other one that lost is Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis lost too.
So 3 teams that had big Power 4 wins, the very next week lost. So our biggest threat at this point for that spot is within our conference, UNLV, the winner of the Mountain West, and James Madison, who's undefeated with a big win over in North Carolina, and then Liberty, who they kind of barely beat some crappy team. They play at App State this week. Would love to see App State just kind of take them down because if they get one loss, they're out of it. I mean, out of it. And if they end up undefeated and we only have the one loss, we'll be in front of them. I guarantee it. But if we have 2, now that might be a problem.
Can I talk about Pac-12?
Let's do it. Do we need to talk more about the game?
Yes, we can come back to it.
Okay.
Come back to Pac-12?
Yeah. No,
to the game.
Oh,
He wants to talk about he wants Pac-12, man.
I'm excited about the following teams. Memphis and UCF, University of Southern Florida.
Not Toledo.
And get Toledo out. Okay?
Shut up
About Toledo, dude. Shut up about it. I don't care about Tulane. Sure. I don't necessarily care. I think that's a cool conference. Those 3. I don't want Utah State.
Ooh.
I don't want anybody else from the Mountain West.
Not even UNLV?
I don't care. And, I've gotten attacked by UNLV fan just once for not respecting UNLV. I don't know. I actually don't care, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, UNLV has just been a bottom dweller in football for so long. Now they're doing great, and I think that's great. It's good for the conference when more teams are doing well.
Agreed.
But if you're going to talk about what gets me my blood excited,
Pumping?
Flowing?
yeah,
Boiling? Flowing.
no, flowing's
Blood
good.
flowing.
Those 3 teams I'm okay with.
I wonder, have you read much the last couple days on...
I've seen rumors back and forth.
Yeah,
like, it all tilts on Memphis, or here's some teams that they're looking
the national
at. It's like
guys.
stupid.
I think Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports, is one to follow. He seems pretty locked in. I don't know. I have my wonders about if Memphis and them are going to show up. I saw that Brett McMurphy yesterday put out if the East Coast, if Memphis and them don't come, then we circle back to UNLV and Utah State.
Boo.
And I'll actually somewhat disagree with that in a second, but the biggest reason for that is that for them to leave by 2026, it's going to cost them $25 million.
Cost Boise State?
No.
Cost
like Memphis.
Oh.
And depending on how much the Pac-12 wants to help out with that, it's like they're saying the TV deal is going to be maybe $2-3 million more than what they're getting.
What are they getting? 12?
They're
10?
getting like 7.
Oh, so they may get like 10 to 15?
I don't think I'd like to think we could get 15, but estimates out there that it's probably in the 10 to 12
Is this
range.
money they have to pay to the AAC?
Pay to get out.
Or just not get?
They don't get 25 a year.
I'm just saying, like, is this money they're forfeiting, or is this money they have to, like,
Well, it's a
cough up?
combination of the two.
Okay.
As soon as you say
Which
you're
makes
not,
a difference.
As soon as you say you're not coming back, they quit paying you, right? But they only get half of that a year from their conference. Wait, less than half of that.
Okay.
So it's money that, and then if you're
money.
not getting that money, that's money that you're using that year for to fund things. So you have to borrow money because they don't just have money sitting there. Like
I know
Boise State
there's a
doesn't.
financial aspect of it, but if the cherry on the tree,
Yeah, I mean,
pie, the top of the
where
cherry.
are we going with this today?
Blood,
You're
this
having
is
a
a
hard
blood
time.
smoothie. This
Blood?
is blood. This is blood that's pumping. It's boiling.
What are you drinking, man?
The Celsius.
These things are
I
bad
don't know.
for
I
me,
don't
dude.
think it's.
I'm
I
just
hope-
saying, if it's more like there's smart people that can make those
Yep.
financial decisions and say, yeah, well, it may take us 2 or 3 years. They're fine.
Well, even with us, you start to wonder, like, if it's only this much, why are we doing this instead of just pulling Oregon State and Washington State? Like, let's just say that we strike out with Memphis and USF and everyone, and we end up bringing UCL or UNLV and
Utah State.
in. That's basically $150 million going to the Mountain West from the Pac-12
Why?
and the Pac-12 schools.
Why?
That's what we owe. That's what the six
Oh.
teams will owe.
Okay.
We owe 17, you know.
Okay.
So it's already 112, I think.
Okay.
So, and you're like, okay, how is the new Pac-8, Pac-12 going to recoup? How long would it take them to recoup $150 million in their new TV deal? It gets them 3 more a year, 5 more a year.
The numbers on how much we're going to get vary so much from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting. I'm not going to second guess. We kind of had to go. I hope it works out. I hope we get Memphis. I kind of would like UNLV. If we have to go to the more Mountain West schools, I'm okay with Utah State. If we strike out, we have to. Who else are we going to do? If Memphis says no, then Tulane's saying no, and USF certainly saying no. So who else is the other option?
Yeah, I don't know.
App State?
I just
Northern
think
Illinois?
it would be dumb to go to the Pac-6 and then bring
Right.
the rest of the Mountain West.
That's what I'm just saying. If that's what we had to do, then like, what was the point?
Right. So they sure as hell
can we bring
better
along-
get like,
They
bring
better
along-
get something better than a couple of Mountain West schools. Otherwise, you really question like the
Pull up
foresight
North
of
Dakota
that.
State.
oh man.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think this week's big. Everyone's saying it's like within a few
Why?
days they should have.
Oh really?
Yeah. I mean, from what I'm reading from. I mean, I'm not
The
reading
tea
any
leaves?
sources, but it sounds like the ball's somewhat in Memphis's court. I've read on multiple places.
You know, it just seems like some of that is emotion too. If they get boosters that come in and say, "Hey, we support this way or that way,"
Yeah.
it makes a big deal. So
100%.
anyway,
We'll see.
back
get
to the game. Back to the game.
Yeah. Can we talk about Ashton Jeanty?
I would love to.
Okay. 11 carries, 127 yards.
Yes.
One that went for 70.
68.
68
was the official
officially.
number, I think. Yep.
0 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They had
I don't
one
like
at the
it.
goal line.
I don't like it. I don't
They
like
gave
it.
it
I
to
don't
Mad
like it.
Dog.
I don't like it.
Mark wanted to see it go to Jeanty.
100%.
Why don't you?
Why don't I
don't
like
you
it?
No, why don't we go to Jeanty in that situation?
I wonder. So the play right before that, he was at we were at the 5 or 6, and he kind of got gang tackled. There
Yeah.
were several guys, and
Bunch
it
of
didn't
people.
look great. And you're like, ugh. And so I assume they just went, let's get it in. But I just think that obviously if you keep Jeanty in that game too long, and he gets hurt, not only is that the dumb, horrible, but the second guessing that would go on towards the coaches is huge, right? So I totally understand pulling him in the second half, but he was still out there and he was still playing. And I just think that the success of this team and the college football playoff and the success of Jeanty go hand in hand, and racking those numbers up is helpful. And if he's on the field and you have a 2nd and 1, you give him the ball and get him a touchdown.
So the coaches don't seem to have, and they know better than us, they don't seem to have a specific goal set for Jeanty every game, right? Like 150 and 2.
Oh, certainly not.
Right?
I mean,
Because if they
That's-
did,
that's-
I'm just
would've-
saying they would throw them in at different times. They like get your touchdown.
I mean,
Because
is that crazy though to have those? I mean, those are
I don't
realistic
know.
expectations and realistic numbers that could happen. But if you're putting those on your running back, hey, you need to get 150 yards
well,
and 2
no, I'm
touchdowns.
just meant for their own because you play call your way to those stats, right? Like you call his number a couple more times to get some touchdowns. Will one extra touchdown make a difference in the Heisman? I don't know.
Probably,
It's
one,
a stat.
may not.
probably not. But I mean, it's
The stat line.
every little bit helps. And you know, Spencer Townsend's out there, you know, saying he's the best player in America. And I mean, the department is pushing Ashton Jeanty. They have a Heisman campaign, so they're all like all in on it. And again, I'm not proposing that he should have played all game and run for 300 yards, especially after what happened to Gaines. The smart thing was to do what they did. I'm just saying that on that one specific one, I would have given him the ball and get him a touchdown.
Maybe they just said, Ashton, that 68-yard run was your chance. You didn't get in. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
I
Did
think
get caught by a FCS player.
Dude, he stiff-armed the
Stiff-armed
guy.
one dude.
And by stiff-arming it, propelled him like
Yeah.
another 10 yards, but the other guy's caught him.
I think when
caught
we
up.
look back, that play, this game will be meaningless. To Jeanty.
Agreed. After 12 whatever years. Yeah, it's a good point.
12 games. So I don't know. Can we do grades?
Yeah.
I'm interested on that.
Okay.
Offense.
A minus.
Yeah, I think there's different aspects of the offense. Like we look at the wide receivers, and not to say all of them,
point.
certain ones. Cam Camper had a great game, obviously.
He's seems to be emerging as the
Dude, his
Guy.
mood swing from touchdown 1 to touchdown 2.
a little bit.
Touchdown
What
1 was
happened?
like,
He was
dude,
pissed.
I hate football. This sucks. Why did
gonna quit.
why did they throw to me? I'm gonna quit. And then the next one, he's
Why?
like doing the night
Yeah.
thing.
Did you listen to Mad Dog's interview?
No.
We haven't listened to. It was such a late game, and then we didn't listen to the post.
Yeah.
None of us listened to the post game.
I listened to Danielson.
Okay, I listened to Danielson. I did catch part of Mad Dog's, and I felt like he heard, or he said something to the effect of he was upset that he had dropped one right before that. That Camper was upset that he himself had dropped one. But yeah, we were all up there like, why is he pissed? Why is he so mad?
Well,
that
he was on
scored?
the stadium,
Yeah.
the video board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
and Maddux
Anyway.
went over to like congratulate him, and he's just like with his head down.
They hear. What would you grade it?
Yeah, I agree. A minus. You
56
win. You
points.
get 56 points. That's awesome. I like A plus being flawless. Obviously, it wasn't flawless, but
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, I'd probably be in the A's.
Yeah.
Defense.
they gave up that big. Yeah,
gonna say
B.
B.
I mean, against a team, against that caliber of team, give up 14. You really could have given up 20 if you don't have a couple crappy field goal. You know.
Yeah.
So,
But
B,
they weren't in the whole game. Well, it's just
No.
defense as a
But I don't know
whole
how
unit.
much we gave up with the backups. Did we give
touchdown.
one touchdown
Yeah.
with the backups? Yeah, B.
B.
I mean, they ran for well over 100 yards. I don't have the stats.
Yeah, their
pulled up
quarterback
here.
ran quite a
But
bit.
no real deep passes.
One.
Right?
Yeah,
One.
just one.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
All right.
But we should be faster than those guys, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, but they're going to get some point. It's not like
Yeah.
they're going to get 0 yards passing, 0
No,
yards
I mean
rushing.
we gave up almost 300 yards to an FCS team. So
Okay.
I
Well-
mean, it wasn't. I'm not going to give them an A. It was.
Okay.
It was fine.
But look at some of these other teams that have lost to FCS teams this year, ranked teams.
What ranked team is
No
lost?
rank, no ranked team. Hold on, that have lost a group of 5.
Come on, Kamala.
Oh wait.
Toledo.
I gotta look. There's some like who brought like North Dakota State took Colorado in pretty deep.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, FCS teams have fared a lot better against D1 teams than last night.
Yeah,
This year.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean they're not a strong FCS.
That
team.
wasn't-
They're,
no,
they're
they
not very good. And
Hot take.
Hot take what? That
That right there. What you just.
yes, very controversial. And then special teams.
Okay. So I thought about this.
sit
Okay,
this one
The
out for a minute.
pros, right? We had 2 blocked field goals.
2 block field goals.
Those
That's
are
a big
good.
deal.
Those are good to see. Usually you don't see 1, so to get 2 in a game,
Okay.
that's cool. Kickoff? What's going on?
What is
Wild.
going on?
Yeah.
I can't.
Mark,
we've
jump
I
on
sat
in.
out for 10 seconds.
We've
and I can't.
resorted to the little pooch kick on the 20.
Why?
It went out of bounds. I don't know
One
if you
time
get,
it went out of
one time
bounds.
went out of bounds. The other times they returned it past the 25.
Another time we kicked it to them, they caught it at like the 10, and we covered really well.
We did, but why
they-
are we kicking to that? Can we not kick it out of the end zone? Is that not in the playbook anymore? Is that do we not have a
It
kicker
didn't
that can
seem
do
to be
that?
that difficult in at least last
I just
year.
you
I
know,
don't
but
understand.
That pooch kick is that new
Yeah,
for
we
the
weren't-
strategy, because that's a strategy.
we
He's
definitely
not
didn't use it at Oregon.
he's not kicking it as far as he can.
No, of course.
And so
not.
they may have just seen something on video and said if you kick it to the spot, they're going to struggle. They may have to pick two guys, the up man or the back guy, to get it, but it wasn't working.
no.
So and we had how many kickoffs? 7?
Several.
Yeah. So like at some point, just
What
start.
are we doing? Like, it's an FCS team. Like, it seems like a great time to practice your kickoff coverage
Sure.
after we lost a game from it,
Yes.
and we're pooching it out of bounds. We're like,
Maybe they are.
What are we
maybe.
doing?
Yeah.
What about returns?
Yeah. Not
trash
impressed.
again. Golly.
So Caples
Well,
had a punt
Caples muffed
return.
it.
They like tackled him within 1 foot and like
it
drove
went
him backwards.
backwards.
And
Then he muffed it.
Muffed
He
one.
muffed it out
And
of
we
bounds.
changed it out.
And then we subbed out.
We're just
Caples, right?
struggling to find our identity. We're not a good special teams. Besides, I mean, Dalmas had his things.
He's
He
solid.
did
He
just
extra
had his
points.
extra points.
And I think Ferguson Reynolds, anytime your offense is
Dude,
scoring
we have
56.
to talk about his punt.
Well, yeah, to the
The
point I was gonna make.
13-yarder?
No, okay. Both.
He
Yeah, we
had
should.
a 13-yarder, bro.
Yes, he had a 13-yarder, but the left-footed on the run was.
That was sweet. That
Insane.
was sweet.
That
It was a big play. But I
I
just
mean,
think
it was like
he should.
he fumbled it
He
to
got
do
himself
it.
in a tough spot. Yes, I get it, but he got out of that
Yeah, he
tough
did.
spot.
He did.
I just
He's
think
a stud. Didn't have his best night.
if you're gonna like last year was a good year for him because our offense struggled, ish. But if you're gonna score 56 points, you're not gonna punt very much.
Well, that's fine, but he had
Yeah.
3 or 4 punts, and
3.
one he almost fumbled, had an amazing save.
He got that one within the 20, by the way.
Yeah, he did. One was a 13-yarder. One was amazingly
great one, yeah.
perfect, and
They
we
didn't
screwed
field it
up.
well,
We
yeah.
fielded it poorly. So that's, as a unit, we're not there anywhere close to there.
weakness.
We're still a net 3 games in. Our special teams units are a net negative. They're worse than they are good.
Correct.
So that has to change. I mean, we literally lost a game from special teams.
Yes.
It's got to change. There's going to be close games. Could be one this weekend. UNLV is going to be close, probably. San Jose, look what they did. They might not be horrible. At San Jose, like,
That could be a tough game.
you got to clean it up. You got to clean it up. We had 2 blocks. One, I swear, I think the field goal was like kicked in the back of someone's head. It was so low. The other one, I think, was pretty
easier.
good.
That's
but-
easier to do than you think. I
Yeah.
actually did that in high school a couple times. It's like,
Do you apologize to him later?
well, the guy that snapped it, it was actually a guy right next to him. I kicked him right in the back, and he's like, "Bro, is that you?" I was like, "Yeah, I suck."
That's me.
Sorry.
Sorry about
Anyway, yeah, special teams not great. I mean, just not impressive.
What is going on there?
But I think our offense is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, top 10.
I think top 10 in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the storyline of the wide receivers has been interesting just because it isn't what we thought it would be. I mean, Lauder got a ton of play yesterday. What was it, 6 catches, 7 catches?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then-
they say he's a mismatch. What do they say?
Matchup nightmare
Matchup nightmare.
Well, it proved to be the
Creates
case.
mismatches,
against
yeah.
Portland State.
I do
certainly
want
was.
to talk a little bit about Mad Dog and Malachi.
Okay. Well, hold on. So you said the wide receivers. I think I put this out there. Like,
So
our
Strong,
boy Bolt.
yeah, Strong got thrown to a couple times. Made a couple shorter catches.
Well, he had a drop.
I think that was Camper. One of them had a drop right on the
Maybe
chest.
that was why he was pissed.
That was Camper.
Okay, that was
I don't know
Camper.
if
Oh, I thought it was
Strawn had
Strong.
one.
Yeah, but Bolt
just-
was not.
He wasn't. Was he playing early in the game with the first team? Was he playing, or did he come in second half like Malachi? I don't know. I love Bolt.
Maybe
love
maybe
him.
ask a member of the professional media.
Dude, I want Bolt
Yeah.
to be successful. I just thought we would have this multifaceted wide receiver attack where it's a couple to Strawn, a couple to Bolt, a couple to Camper, Marshall's going, that it's
Marshall's
like
hurt.
you never know who you're going to go to. And now it's,
I think it's safe though. Like you have a strong running game, right?
Yeah.
And then you hit Louder a bunch, which he's not going deep. You're not playing the 50-50 ball or whatever. You're hitting him, on out route.
Yep.
Or it's a safe way to go.
You're right.
I think
that's a good
the
way to
running.
describe
We
it.
ran for over 300 yards. I think it has more to do with we're running the ball so well than a lack. But I don't know.
I just think
It hasn't gone exactly the way I thought.
If you're running it this well, you won't have as many opportunities to strike. And I'm not sure how many attempts he had, Maddux.
It wasn't a ton. It was like, what was he, 12 for 17?
He was
70%.
13 for 18 for 188 yards, 3 passing TDs, and then he ran for one. So.
And no picks. And
he had a run. He had a run, which I like to see.
They had a kind of read option, and he went.
He could have had a pick.
Oh, dude. That I rewatched that play, and I couldn't tell if this because you had Caples out there and you had Strawn out there, and you had the big D end,
and you had the 6'8" D end right there. Yeah.
How many of those dudes has he hit in his career?
Couple.
I feel like that's happened.
It was right on the numbers. I mean, he hit.
I feel like that's happened like 3 times this year. Like where he's,
those are going to happen. I mean,
not every game. I mean, at some point that's going to happen where the guy catches it and it goes for 6.
And
but
if you see when he threw that, I mean, if he catches that and runs it back, it's a tie ball game. I think it would have been 14-14, right?
Oh, was that at the time?
Yeah. Anyways, you want to talk about the QBs, right?
I do. So I was right.
Yeah, he played in the 3rd game. You got it right. Partially.
Come on.
There's no partial.
We all knew he was going to play.
Oh, did we?
In this game, yes, we did.
Freak out of here, dude. Did he?
Yeah, he's
No,
like,
I didn't know
he
that.
better be ready. He's going to get his number called at some point in the season.
Well, anyway, yours truly called it all day long. No big deal. But anyway, I didn't see much difference. Like, I didn't see Malachi. I know the TV commentators loved Malachi.
So you heard the TV.
I heard the TV commentators. They loved Malachi. They called him a freak athlete. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. But I also didn't see much difference between him and Maddux. I mean, I thought all the throws Maddux made looks like Malachi could have made. I also didn't see if you strip away all the fanfare and all of the accolades coming in, I wouldn't have looked at him and said, "Oh wow, he's got a high ceiling." I would have just said, "Yeah, he's just kind of a college quarterback."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, hard to compare being in that situation that he is. But, yeah, I agree. It's not like he's just standing out, head and shoulders above, even though he may be head and shoulders taller than Madsen.
Yeah.
But
he didn't make any plays where I thought, wow, that's a difference. That's a difference maker. He just made some throws.
Here's the thing. If that throw that he rolled out to the left and threw it off his right foot
and was short
to Bolt. If he makes, here's the thing. If he makes that throw and it's money, it's on the money, everyone's talking about that throw.
Okay.
Look how he threw off platform, this and that, the mobility and blah, blah, blah. And he was 2 yards short, unfortunately for him. So he didn't make that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's that close, right? If that goes well, that's a big topic of today. I'm telling you. And he missed it, but I will say this to his credit. The very next play, he threw a strike down the middle to one of the tight ends, which was a good-looking throw.
Wagner, I think.
I think it was Wagner.
But it was more of a manageable throw. I mean, he's right in his line of sight the whole time. It's down the center.
You talking about Bolt? The one
Malachi.
that he missed?
No, the one that he made to that tight end. It's kind of like seam throw.
Yeah.
Not like I'm a pro at this, but I mean, it wasn't anything.
Good enough, right?
Well, yeah, two touchdowns on 2 drives, and then I don't know why they put in the 3rd string.
Max Cutforth.
Why? Why not just finish out with Malachi?
Am I okay to say?
No, I don't know. Say whatever you want.
I've heard.
Oh boy,
we got journalists here doing some reporting.
Mark's dropping.
What have you heard? What have you? You can't just say that and not say it.
So I wonder if the competition.
Oh, you wonder now.
I wonder if the competition between 2 and 3 is closer than the competition between 1 and 2.
See, which was wild to me.
And
I saw
and there are people that might know. I've heard that might be the case.
I saw nothing that differentiated Maddux from Malachi.
I don't think
I just saw those two. I'm like, I didn't see anything that Maddux was doing that Malachi that I saw on 2 drives.
What about Maddux's deep ball to Camper? That
was pretty.
Okay,
it was.
I don't know.
Great.
Malachi hasn't. I mean, he looks like he can throw a ball.
I don't think Malachi got a big enough sample size for us to judge.
I don't. Like Kellen Moore and all these starting quarterbacks, clearly better than their alternative. I just see his Maddux is like, yeah, you're in there, and you're not making a ton of mistakes. But I don't see anything that he's doing that's like he's in there because of that ability to do that thing. If it's just game management, a lot of quarterbacks can do that. so long as they don't make big mistakes. And so for me, I didn't see a lot of difference. So if the competition is between 2 and 3,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it exactly, but
that's kind of
I would
crazy.
say I think the difference. I agree with you on what we saw between the Maddux and Malachi. But to your point, I mean, we were playing an FCS team. The game was out of hand. I think the difference between those two isn't Maddux's arm talent, and no one said. I think it's his command of the offense. He doesn't take sacks. He hasn't thrown many picks. And Malachi was in their 2 series. He took a bad sack.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a blitz came off. I don't know exactly. He retreated backwards and got sacked for like -10 yards. Now we ended up getting the first down, but against a better team, against a Wazoo or a Oregon or whatever, you can't take those sacks, right? Like you got to step up. Maddux has taken very few sacks, and Malachi has had 2 possessions and took the worst sack of the year in his 2 possessions.
Well, that's actually true. I hadn't even thought about that.
So I think that's the biggest difference is the negatives, that maybe Malachi just isn't getting the ball. I mean, in practice and stuff, isn't quite as good with the offense, isn't quite as good at getting the ball out of his hands. I'm assuming. Because talent-wise, I
thought it was cool that they let Cutforth throw the ball. It was like,
why was he in? Why not finish with Malachi? Give him 2 more drives.
Well, that's
Tomas's
the point. Is like maybe they don't know who the number 2 is.
But
for sure.
it would have just been easy enough just to keep handing the ball to Wilkie, right?
Wilkie, yeah.
Or whoever was in there.
Some guy from Section 8.
T. Crow, man, that guy played a bunch.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
He's going to have to be.
Yeah, now he's going to have to.
He's like
Sire Gaines
RB2. Sire Gaines is out.
Dylan Riley,
Looked great.
He looked great.
Yeah.
Hard to judge against the FCS team, but he did
made
look
some good plays.
But I thought that was cool. Like, yeah, Cutforth's in there at the end, and it wasn't just like, dude, just turn around and hand it off. It was make a play on maybe a 2nd down or 3rd down. He threw it, and he was 2 for 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you just wonder if they wanted to see him in live action too.
I don't know. It's a good situation for it because
Why?
when is the next time going to be that Cutforth is going to?
What do you mean? Why? What do you mean? Why?
Why do you want your 3rd string quarterback to
What
get
if?
any?
What if they don't know who the 2nd string quarterback is?
I guess that's the point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess if that's the point, and Maddux goes down, and they're like, Cutforth, you're in.
Now you have 2 guys that have more experience.
I guess I didn't get it. I didn't get it at the time. Hearing more about it, I guess that makes sense. But if Maddux goes down and they throw Cutforth,
You'd like to think it's Malachi, but I don't know if it's that big of a difference. I don't know.
Okay.
Odd, right? Yeah. I don't know. We don't know.
I do want to mention that we're running backs U. That's just what we are now, right? Like, we could just throw any running back in, and they're going to have a good game.
At some point, that has to stop, right?
Dude, we've had an unbroken line chain of incredible running backs.
I know.
And it's just freaking amazing.
It's not surprising anymore to see a guy run for 20-yard run, like
It's
25-yard
crazy.
run,
It's awesome.
40-yard run. It's like, yeah, that's just what we do.
So we had, if I'm just going to keep going back by memory, right? If we got Doug Martin, Ajayi, McNichols, Madison, Jeanty. Holani was great.
Holani was in there.
Holani was really
on
great.
a practice squad.
Yeah, Holani was great.
Are we going back to Jeremy Avery and
You can. Well, Ian Johnson and then Avery and DJ.
DJ Harper?
And then you had Doug, and then you have, let's just say.
We've been blessed.
Yeah, and now if we lose Jeanty, and you have Sire and Dylan Riley, maybe Crow can come back for 7th year.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Breezy, man. He's been dressed for a month.
He was supposed to be back.
And just like I heard, okay, he was dinged up in camp. He's trying to get back. But I'm racking my brain, like, what type of injury would you be dressed and ready to go? They don't travel you to Georgia Southern unless you're maybe could go if you needed to go. That's why they do that. So that was a month ago. And he's still not playing? So does he keep just tweaking it?
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
He would have played before T. Crow.
He would have played before him and Riley.
Yeah.
So he's still dressed. He's on the sideline. I don't know what type of injury that is, or he just isn't. Because if you were close enough to go a month ago and you're not going now, something's not going right in your rehab. I mean, you keep tweaking it or something. I don't know what it is, but seems like we might need him this week. I mean, who knows? We're pretty solid, but
Dylan Riley and Ajayi.
Ajayi.
Bring back Ajayi,
dude,
man.
what is like?
Hey guys, I'll see you.
Bring back Ajayi.
What's in there?
Toledo. What?
Ajayi. I would love Ajayi, dude. He was good.
Yeah, I'm sure we would take him.
What is
I
wrong
don't
with
know.
me?
I don't know.
Should I
But
mute myself?
You said Sire Gaines and what else?
Well,
you said?
Sire Gaines, he's
out,
gone,
man.
right?
He's
Right,
out
he's
for a
out, but
while.
you're
So
saying
Dylan
Dylan
Riley and Jeanty are all we have, right?
No.
Well, I guess
And
Crow.
We got
Crow.
Tyler Crow.
Okay, so
And
who's
Wilkie.
RB2?
Dude, Wilkie had a
Crow?
RB2 right now is probably Crow. or Riley or yeah, the other.
So, I mean, to
Dylan
spell
Riley.
Dylan
Jeanty,
Riley.
they're going to throw Crow in and
Yeah.
block a couple times and then get Jeanty back in.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
they did yesterday.
Okay.
or
But
last night.
basically our number 2 and our number 3 guys are out
Wild.
until Breezy comes back.
Ooh. Okay.
But it's crazy though. I mean, with those two being out, with what we have, that's pretty.
It's crazy. We
It's
ran
not
for over
a
300
bad
yards.
situation to be
yeah,
in.
we're fine. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
It is interesting.
I had a few notes, and then I'm just going to walk away.
I don't know what's
I am
gonna
just
come.
going to walk away here.
Fans being critical of paid players, Brandon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was some chatter about the fan experience at Boise State, and everybody has an opinion on it, and I support all of it, right? And especially, the people that say go and support the guys. I love that. I love that idea. But I also get extremely tired of this conversation in that it's like, look, you're a fan. You're a BSU fan. Go to the games, all of them. Stay late. Go early, tailgate. Go to the away games if you can, okay? Donate, NIL, support.
Money.
Money.
Pay the entertainment fee.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, the entertainment
At
fee at
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, so like
talent fee.
Talent fee.
Yeah.
Talent fee.
Yeah.
Go. Whoa. You're being too critical now. Don't be critical. Don't stop it. Stop. You're investing too much into it. What do you mean? You're asking me to do that? No, not that.
We just want your money.
You're just a fan. I hate that, dude. I don't know the line.
So what's going on? Are you saying that people where did this conversation go? Are people being critical?
No, I just saw that there was some posts like, hey, like you should only go and have a good time and support the players. I agree with that.
And don't question play calls and don't
don't worry about the seat. Don't worry about the experience. Just support the guys who are trying really hard to impress you. I get that. They want to have more success than I want them to have, right? Like they're more invested in it than I am, right? But I also get really tired of do all of this stuff. And then the minute you're like, man, I'm disappointed in that, stop that. Cut it out. Stop being disappointed. Okay? Don't be critical of anything. You're like, okay, well, last year we had a lot of reason to, and everybody was yelling us to not. And you're like, well, turned out to be right there, And so I don't know. I guess that's something that, and then there's an added factor now. Like some of those players are getting paid more than the coaches,
more than most of the people sitting in the stands watching them.
Yeah, way more.
I mean,
It's the
Jeanty's
average.
making more than 99% of the people sitting in there.
Yeah, and so you're like, okay, well, that's an added aspect of something that never existed before. Does
they're
that
not
change
just
it?
kids.
I mean, he's got a free house, whatever, a car and money, and Jeanty, and he's not getting paid enough for his value.
Right.
But it's like, okay, well, now let's just put in any player that's getting a lot of money. Does that change it? Can you now be critical because they're a paid player? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. It's a great.
Because coaches were being paid before, and coaches were like, hey, we chose this. We're getting paid for it. These guys aren't getting paid. And you're like, well, wait, now they are. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much with you. I mean, I don't like booing for or yell. I don't know. Being really aggressive towards an individual player.
Correct.
Is over the line. It's like why are you doing that? Like
Sure.
there's no it's like someone on road rage or someone flipping so like what's wrong in your life that you're criticizing? You know what I mean? Like, but I think that if you're a fan and you're investing your time, money, and this is fun. I mean, for us, we're just fans, but it's a fun part of your life. It's a pillar in your life that you enjoy.
Yep.
And you dedicate time, money, effort. And I think that people should be able to express their negative opinions. It's just probably don't go over the line. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I get that. And I think if you're a stakeholder, let's just say as an example, if you're a stakeholder in a company, you're allowed, because you have money in that company, to go up to the board at the meetings and say, why are you doing this? You know, you shouldn't say, why are you having an affair? Why did you have a divorce? You're a bad person. It's like, no, why are you making these moves that are affecting the financial performance of this company, right? And hold some people accountable, right? And that's what the press is for. Sure. And I think they do a good job. You know, but I also think that it's okay. Press. I mean, if we're talking press.
Talking legit media members.
I just think I don't get as mad. I'm with you. When you get personal, when you go after individual players like, oh, you should get pulled, you should get whatever, your scholarship get taken, none of that. There's no room for that. But, you know, criticizing aspects of the performance, I think is fine. I mean, I think that's the other side of investing in something.
Like, you should be able to criticize without being called a twitty.
Yeah, well, or yeah,
or
I do.
Say that
or
you vape in your mom's basement.
In your mom's basement. I just think I think there's two sides of fandom, and I think that's okay. I think it's normal and natural, and I think we should all develop it and be responsible.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to expect everyone to be on that side without any, you know, any sort of critical thinking.
A healthy fan should understand that this is an entertainment, that it's fun, and that, you know, it shouldn't ruin your life, you know, which I think fans, some in the Southeast, it may, whatever. And I think for the most part, people in Boise, Idaho and the Pacific Northwest, they enjoy the game and they have fun and they yell and scream and then they go home.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah. And I think that's why some coaches like here, right? But I also understand when a fan base is like, hey, this group isn't doing well. You need change. I think that's fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, and here, I think we're like, are we any worse here than anywhere? I don't think so. I mean, the success that we had for so long, and then the crap that went down specifically like last year, there was still very little murmuring. It wasn't like there was like people chanting to fire someone, or I still think it was very small minority of people that were like voicing their displeasure. I really do. I mean, can you imagine down in the South? I mean, we know how it is in the South, dude. Yeah. Any of those schools. I mean, it's just like horrible. So I think that, I don't think it's bad
agree.
here at all.
And I think we should all recognize that. Yeah. And I think give fans credit for like how well they portend at a BSU game.
Speaking of fans and the fan experience, before we get out of here, your guys' like thoughts on kind of the stadium experience, fan experience. I'm going to name mine first one off the top and then let you go from there. But I thought and BJ actually mentioned this when I was sitting by him, and I was like, you're right, man. The numbers on the new jersey, I don't know if you could tell from shiny. On the TV, they pop really good.
Yeah, have like some reflective properties.
Yeah. So as of all the upgrades, we heard a lot about the sound. I'll be honest, maybe from where I was sitting.
Yours was numbers.
Mine was the numbers. Jerseys. I didn't notice any difference in the sound.
No, I thought the lights were good. But
the lights, they're not any newer than last year. That's the same from last year.
I thought it was good.
Was it good? I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's way better.
It was clear. Okay. Usually you have the PA guy.
Yeah.
And you can kind of hear it. This was like you had no.
The way it should be.
Bronco first down.
Yeah.
It was just like the way it should be, right? It wasn't like noticeably bad.
Yeah. And that's the screen. I mean, the video board. Is this the second season we've had that, or is this
second?
So I mean,
it's fantastic.
Pair that with the audio. I think it's great. I think there's still room for improvements, and Dickey's working towards that. But I think where we are right now is pretty cool.
I think the north end zone.
It's going to be awesome.
If you were to finish that, and you were to take any one of us in 2005 and pop us into the stadium in, let's say, 2026, we'd be like, wow.
Yeah,
that's
this is
sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Look at it. Look at how well we developed.
Jeremiah Dickey update. I posted a video of the Boise State chant on Twitter and replying to him.
Oh, okay.
Like in the crowd, he liked it.
Oh, he liked it. That's the most acknowledgement we've had from that office.
Does he make the connection that I'm on the Shirts and Skins podcast? I don't know.
Probably not.
But
But
it's something. I'm trying to repair burnt bridges from Mark's years and years of berating the athletic director.
I'm with Jay Tuss on this. The song
Friends in Low Places.
Blue.
Oh, Blue.
It needs to be an anthem in there during the game to get people pumped up. The whole third to fourth quarter transition, as far as things that we could improve, if I'm nitpicking, I don't think that some of their like music choices do what I would want them to do.
What do you think about
personally.
Garth Brooks being a tradition?
I'm fine with
Love
that.
it.
Yeah,
I'm fine
I like
with that.
it.
Yeah.
I also liked the Neil
It's-
Diamond for a while.
Neil's gone though, but we got
do-
Garth. I'm fine with that.
Do
I'm
the
fine with that.
students know Friends in Low Places? Are they too young?
I think
Well,
everybody
most of them
does.
were gone by the time, which is par for the course. Most of the students were gone.
Some stayed.
I understand that. Well, let's see how I'm not going to criticize any part of the fandom. Let's see how we do this weekend. If half the students leave before the end of the Wazoo game and it's a game, then we'll have something to talk about next week.
Yeah, I think the Blue song, I'm Blue, is a good opportunity. I mean, obviously it talks about they played it after the game. When the game was over, I went down and got some mini donuts. They still had some.
Oh, okay.
You
You had to pay for them.
I had to pay for them.
Okay.
I didn't get them free as a member of the media. But they played that song as the game was over, and I think it was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's got to be sometime earlier.
Can I cover an idea that has been tried in the past?
Go ahead.
12 years ago? Maybe 17 years ago.
2007.
Yeah, and
back.
earlier.
Tortillas.
I think it'd be amazing if we could get 5,000 coconuts. That
Can't
every
have you
single
can't have artificial noisemakers, right?
what is that? An artificial noisemaker? If
Like
we had
a
on a
cowbell.
kickoff.
Can't have like a cowbell.
So what does Mississippi State do? Can they,
They
not
have cowbells. That's their rule.
Yeah, ours.
Ours is a Boise State rule.
Okay,
no,
well-
I thought it was a conference
Oh,
rule.
conference rule. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just think it would be amazing at kickoff. Like a stampede,
Like Monty
dude.
Python.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Monty
talking about, dude. I
Python.
think that'd be sweet. Don't you think? I think that would be an experience
Unique.
unlike any other.
It would be unique. Let's get some Monty Python in
I
here.
do, dude.
And we could like be playing that.
You could play Monty Python
on
on
the
the
board.
thing. We need
an
like
idea.
Hawks. We need somebody to start, getting after that. But
Okay.
can we pause while I cue this up?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to do a hot takes tracker.
Okay. What you got?
There was 2 hot takes technically
Last episode.
What?
that we were tracking for this game.
There should be a minimal amount of hot takes to be part of this. This guy hasn't had a hot take in a year and a half.
The one hot take he had last year was
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Yeah, okay,
And he
that
never
was a hot
suffered.
take.
He never was punished for it.
No, he wasn't.
But
Okay, go ahead.
let's not divert.
I'll
From
come
the-
up with one.
You had a hot take.
It was an inadvertent hot take that you called me on.
What's over under 6 carries? I honestly don't know if he
6
gets
carries?
more than 6. He's going to score for on
Over.
the first 3 of them.
Over, and that's a hot take.
Hot takes.
Mark,
There's a shower.
There's an
behind
outdoor
you.
shower right.
See how quick you want to instant replay that? Do you know how quick you jumped on Mike? Like seriously, I'm afraid to voice any of my opinions because I'm gonna
That
get
wasn't
called
an
on a hot
opinion.
take.
That
I didn't
was an
say,
opinion.
I didn't say hot take
I'm
time.
calling it.
I didn't have. There was
You
no
threw
neon
it out.
lights.
You threw it out. Over under 6, and I was like, over. Got you. Over.
Got him.
I didn't know Gaines was gonna break his ankle, but we don't know if he broke his ankle.
Well, Jeanty had more than 6.
He had 11.
11. Not.
Yeah, we
many
knew it was
more.
going to be low, but it was definitely over 6.
Hot take
Agreed.
tracker. Tick 1 for Mark.
How many? And he's
for-
got one that's unaccounted for. Okay, so there.
Those don't roll over.
That's a great point.
What,
We got to discuss that. Okay.
Limitation was a statute of limitations.
I said Malachi would play.
Every game.
No, but
No.
specifically I said he'd play this game.
We all
said
knew he
every
was going to
game.
play this game.
I said it.
We
though.
all said
I
it.
put
We,
it out
everyone
there. No,
said
you
it.
didn't.
Pull that one up.
Is
Okay.
I guarantee I didn't say no. He's not playing
this-
in the game. Everyone said he's playing in the
I know
game.
my eyes aren't great. Is this Nick Kuntz in the building?
Come on,
Dude,
that was not a
Still, I
hot
said
take
it.
that Malachi Nelson might play.
hot take tracker.
against the worst
Check
team in
Twitter
football.
X.
Shut up.
We had a double hot
No.
take tracker. What are you guys bringing up now, dude? You should have brought it up last
You never
week.
told us that was a
Okay,
hot
either way,
take.
it happened. It happened.
Yeah,
I think
you-
we should handle
it
it.
didn't
You
happen.
said it would happen at the start of the season,
And I
but you
paid
said
for,
he
and I
would do
already
it in
paid
every
for
game.
that. I already paid for that.
Yeah, you paid for that. You paid for that.
Anyway, so we
Agreed.
need to get
With a
you.
hot
We need to
shower.
get you a couple options with the hot shower.
Yeah, wasn't that
Well,
cold?
lukewarm.
Water doesn't get cold in St.
yeah,
George,
it didn't
apparently.
get that
Yeah.
cold. No.
That was lame.
And somebody called it out on Twitter for those, like that was a lame hot take or cold punishment. So anyway, you know, we will cash that out at some point.
I'm sure we will.
I'm just
There's no
saying,
doubt
it's
about
like
it.
something about it. So
Maybe we need to. I don't know. Do we have any suggestions from listeners?
you know, I think
Subscribe
it should be,
and give us some hot take
Dude.
suggestions.
Dude,
it has to be kind of in here. We can do.
No,
Here's
it
a
can
hot-
be
here's a hot
more.
take.
Okay.
Here's a hot take. You ready?
Oh, you're
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like,
whoa.
I'll play the game.
Okay, here we go.
I think Austin Bolt's going to score a touchdown next game.
Whoa, that is a hot take.
Yeah.
writing emoji.
He's gonna start.
He's
Okay,
due.
I like it.
He's due.
I like it. He is due. Okay.
Both of you guys may suffer the consequences of a hot take sometime soon if it doesn't turn out.
Okay.
A
I didn't take
surprise
that hot
punishment?
take. I just said, hey, that's a good hot take. I'm
Yeah.
not disagreeing with him.
No, I'm just saying not
I'm
on
not
that one.
parlaying
You're-
myself.
Double
Can I
the
double or
bonus.
nothing?
Yes, you
What
can.
you got, Mark?
Yes, you
I,
can.
don't- I did
got?
not come prepared with this. Jeez,
All right, I'll
come.
come up with a hot take. It could be outside of, I mean, it could be extracurricular outside
Okay.
of the office, like outside the studio.
Can we add that in? To
Like
like
have-
splice
take
it
video
into
and
the-
throw it
okay.
in.
Just short. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway,
You
Hey,
can
thanks for
record
joining
a
the
selfie.
Thanks for joining the club with the
I
hot
mean,
take
yeah.
takers.
You're right, though. It's more fun to be a part of the action when you got something on the line.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Right?
hot take tracker.
Bolt, baby. Come on.
Bold.
Bold.
He's due.
Send him a message, Bolt.
I got some money
Pay
on
some
this.
extra NIL.
All right. Are
Hey,
we done?
you
So
can
we
get
got
us out of
wait,
here.
we got a
yeah.
special
We got a special midweek episode
Coming
coming up
up.
on Wednesday. We think you guys are going to really like it.
Yeah.
If you paid attention at all last season, what went on with the mess of, anyway, the interesting stuff that went down with Andy Avalos and just the season in general. Our guest, I think, will shed some light on that. He's
Yeah.
a big part of it and had some cool viewpoints. So it's going to be good. We're not going to say his name. We'll make him watch.
And 5 questions will be
5
back.
questions will be there.
Finally.
Can someone get 5 questions? We don't know. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you Wednesday.
Peace.
Go Broncos.